Welcome to the NFL Picks Week 15. Let's go to the leaderboard. Icewater is still leading with a 131, 75 and 2 record, followed by Black Thor, who has a 130, 76 and 2 record, followed by Pop, who has a 126, 80 and 2 record, and I'm in fourth place with a 118, 88 and 2 record. Give me your summary from last week, Ice.
Yeah, it's getting tight according to some people, but I don't see it that way because I'm playing with house money. I was down 5 at one point. Do y'all realize that? I told y'all that. Still playing with house money. Anyway, but it was a crazy week because and some of the picks that I chose, I would do it the same way again. If you were to tell me, that's how crazy it was. I don't know how Black Thor saw this out or whatever. I think he got lucky. Oh, he must have read some reports or he got some calls or whatever. But from somebody that you would tell me that the Steelers would lose to a backup quarterback for the Ravens without Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
They would lose to that team. I'm like, that's not the Pittsburgh Steelers I've known in the past. And I'm not a fan, but that's not the team I've known in the past. Also, you told me that Tom Brady would have got almost pistol whipped.
You said it much nicer than I did.
on a football field by Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, Tampa Bay losing to San Francisco like that, and everybody still trying to sing Tom Brady's praises. Tom, give it up, bro. Give it up. Give it up.
Wait a minute. Every time I say that, you're like, leave Tom alone.
Not this time. Mr. Irrelevant, bro. I think that was the first time Mr. Irrelevant has ever started a game and won a game.
Yeah.
As a quarterback. Yes.
Gotta call Mr. Relevant now.
And then now you signing autographs for guys that intercepted the ball. Tom, if you don't want to be there, man, let it go. But then everybody wants to throw that stat in. Well, you know, when he gets blowed out, a big number like that, he ends up in the Super Bowl. That ain't happening this year. You heard it here. That ain't happening this year. They're not going to the Super Bowl. As we move on too with that, I got to go here too. This is how it works. The number 1 rated quarterback, Tua, just implodes on national TV versus the Chargers. Implodes. And I get it. I ain't saying it's all his fault, but we need more players, need some leadership. You had Tyreek Hill out there on one leg making plays, catching touchdowns, running 60 yards, and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And you can't help him out. I was trying to give Tua. I'd heard he'd been doing some great things, and he has. But you didn't show me a lot that week, bro. You hurt me. The other part, too, is the Cardinals lose their starting quarterback.
And the third snap of the game, yeah.
They still almost won the game. I was blown away by that. I'm sitting there going like, they almost won. They still almost won with Colt McCoy. That had me on edge. Patriots, they did get it done. But I'm going to just say this. Detroit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. You know, you win, I didn't pick you. Damn! I watched that game. I was like, Detroit football, and what I do, didn't choose them. I was nervous. I'm nervous this week too. But I applaud you, Detroit. The only thing is, y'all need to stop winning though, bro, so much. Because you're going to mess up your draft picks. You don't want to do that. Y'all not going nowhere. I know y'all trying to go to the playoffs. Why go and play in the first round of the playoffs in the wild card and then say, oh, we made the playoffs? When you could get so much riches coming down the line. I know that's a messed up way to think. I was just trying to tell you, y'all need to slow down.
It doesn't work for them. It doesn't work.
Look, what mama say? Slow down now, boy. You're going too fast.
That doesn't work for them. That don't work.
Gamble, slow down. You messing up the draft picks.
Draft picks don't work for them.
But yesterday, no. Jameson Williams, 2 catches, first 1 touchdown for 40+ yards. They on their way. Detroit, just calm down, though. Calm down. Slow down. Take a few L's, not on purpose. Give it up, y'all. If you don't win, you don't win. But y'all need to look at your draft picks now. Because, somewhere down the line, you might want to be looking up and go, we need a quarterback. Go and pick up Mr. C.J. Stroud.
If there's any team that can make Baker Mayfield looked like a Hall of Famer. It's the Raiders. I'm not watching you no more. Y'all got to make some wholesale changes. I'm not watching you anymore. Penalty after penalty. You shot your foot. You gave up a 13-point lead. You ruined a lot of people's Thursday night watching that game. Pittsburgh. Can you hear me now? Trubisky. Can you hear me now? You shouldn't have Trubisky back. Can you hear me now? Trubisky is not a quarterback. Can you hear me now? I told you last week Dallas would not cover against Houston. They were a 16-point favorite. You should have bet. If you bet the under, you did right. Tennessee, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Minnesota, you're just falling back. And Buffalo barely beat the Jets. And I'm wondering about Buffalo. They're looking a little scary to me. The Giants, look forward to the draft. Denver, you tried your best. Kansas City, you need defense. I've been saying that for weeks. Good game, Carolina. You stepped up. That coach in Carolina is doing really well after you took over that team, and you beat a game Seattle team. The 49ers beat the brakes off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it was good to see. And I'm not a Tom Brady fan, never will be, but it was good to see Purdy. I'm not calling you Mr. Irrelevant anymore. I'm calling you Mr. Relevant because you played your ass off. Hopefully you're good enough to play this weekend. I heard you got some sore ribs. And then Miami and the Chargers. Miami is just not the team I thought they would be. I'm still going to watch them, but Kyler Murray, I'm really sorry and sore about Kyler Murray. Getting injured like that. On Monday Night Football and against New England when I thought Arizona was going to win that game, but against New England, and New England just pull out all the stops to get that victory, and they're still in the hunt to get into the playoffs in that AFC East. So the pick order this week, week 15, is Black Thor. He gave me his picks, followed by Icewater. Me and then Pop gave me his picks. So I have my picks in. All of us have our picks in, so we're going to get Icewater's picks at this particular time. The first game on tap is San Francisco at Seattle. Black Thor goes with San Francisco. Icewater, who you got?
The defense of San Francisco and the way that they played, they came out on fire. I'm going to choose San Francisco.
All right. I'm going with San Francisco also. And Pop is going with Seattle. He's going with that 12th man in Seattle. Next game on tap is Indianapolis at Minnesota. Black is going with Minnesota. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, the way that Minnesota kind of faltered against Detroit, they had to find a way to win some games. They had to turn it back on. There's no reason why. I know we talk about it's easy to throw back on bad Kirk Cousins, but they are too talented right now to keep losing games what they have, the way that they have. So if they're going to go back and forth, this is a must-win game for them. And they want to prove that they're definitely deserving of moving forward in the playoffs and really make a decent run. So Minnesota.
All right. It's Minnesota across the board. I'm going with Minnesota as well as Pop is going with Minnesota. And I do think you're absolutely right. Minnesota, if you're really for real, you got to win this game against Indianapolis. Next game on tap is Baltimore at Cleveland. I thought I picked Cleveland last week. I thought they would sneak Cincinnati, but it wasn't to be. Black is going with Baltimore. Who you got, Ice?
Oh my God, this is horrible. Because I really want to pick Cleveland because of Deshaun Watson, but I think with a couple weeks he's going to be okay. But is Jackson definitely out?
Yeah, I think he's definitely out with a knee injury, and they're bringing back the backup.
I don't know, Cleveland. I want to, but I can't. I don't know. Baltimore finds a way with that defense, and that might be enough to keep Cleveland at bay, even though it's in Cleveland. I'm going to go with Baltimore.
All right. I'm going with Baltimore as well, and Pop is going with Baltimore. So Baltimore makes a clean sweep with the Goon Squad. Next game on tap is Miami at Buffalo. And I was thinking about this and like, man, Miami got to get it back on schedule and back on track, but I don't know. Black is going with Buffalo. Ice, who you got?
Tua, you're not doing me two weeks in a row, bro. I saw what I needed to see. I hope Tariq Hill is feeling better, get him out there and playing. They have a pretty good defense. I like their defense. Miami has a lot of potential. Yeah. But no, I don't see you're going, especially because it's going to be cold. Buffalo.
Yeah, everybody's going with the cold weather and going with Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah. I got to go with Buffalo too at home. And Papa's going with Buffalo too because he mentioned the weather. He's like, oh, it's going to be cold in Buffalo. Miami can't play in cold. So historically, they haven't really been able to play in the cold. But anyway, Atlanta at New Orleans is the next game. Black is going with New Orleans. Who you got?
Was it Ritter, the quarterback out of Cincinnati, supposed to be starting this week?
Yeah, he's supposed to be starting over Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota's left the team. He like disappeared or something. He's on missing persons watch or something. But it's hard to put a rookie out there and say that they're going to win. So New Orleans is probably going to find a way to win that game. So New Orleans.
All right. I'm going with New Orleans, and Papa's going with New Orleans also. Next game on tap is Dallas at Jacksonville. This is a trap game. Black is going with Dallas. Who you got?
Yeah, it's a trap game. All right. Dallas played horrible against Houston.
Should have lost that.
Well, that's the reason, and that's the reason why I don't think that they're going to go far at all in the playoffs. The games you should win or really get rid of teams, you play around with them too much, as they say, you play too much. I mean, what are you doing? Play too much. You want to come back? Oh, look at the miraculous. I mean, it shouldn't even been that close, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been that close. That's why
16 and a half was too much.
I mean, but it shouldn't. It should not have been too much. If you're supposed to be the team you say you are, you perpetrating the fraud. Anyway, I'm going with Dallas.
All right. Yeah, this is a trap game, but I don't trust Jacksonville. You got to show me Jacksonville. I would love to see you win, but I'm going to pick Dallas. And Pop is picking his Dallas Cowboys also. Next game on tap is Detroit at the New York Jets. Black has gotten on the Lions train. He's picking Detroit. Who you got, Ice? This is what Eddie talks about all the time. Just when you're feeling good about him, here we go. Get on the Lions train. Woo-hoo!
Well, the Jets are home, and I really thought about I'm thinking about going with the Jets, but I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Is White healthy? Is he healthy? I heard he's hurt.
Well, I saw that the starter from the last few weeks, he's going to be second, so it may be just White because
And then I know they're not going to bring the Wilson guy back.
No, Wilson is. They said Wilson is number 2 at this particular point.
Okay. Well, with that being said, that not knowing who's going to and I don't think White's healthy. You already know I can't do nothing. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I'm back, baby. Let's go. D-Town, Detroit. Let's go, baby. Come on, Dan Campbell.
I'm sitting there watching Dan Campbell talk about how he's sitting there watching the wave. And somebody in his earpiece says, a headphone said, hey, should we run such and such? Yeah, whatever. He ain't even hearing what they're saying. And they throw a 4th and 1 and to a lineman. He's like, what the hell's going on? He don't even know what's going on.
Hey.
I can't ride with that. I can't ride with that.
They made the first down.
Yeah, they did. Well, you don't know what's going on.
Hey, how many games he won this year?
I know, but that says a lot to me. You're looking at the wave. You ain't paying attention to your football team.
Hey.
I'm gonna go on a limb on here and go with the Jets in an upset. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets on this. Papa's going with Detroit. But when I saw that, that's scary, man. That's what other times where he kind of lose his thought patterns and they do something. That explains why they lost some of those games in the last minute in some of those games.
I'm gonna say this. Sometimes things just go like they're supposed to because you're already set. Remember when Barry Switzer coached the Cowboys? Yeah. He was on autopilot. So it ain't always. So let's go.
I'm the only one going against Detroit.
You are.
Eddie, Wakanda forever.
I told you, Eddie. I told you, Detroit football. Let's go.
Wakanda forever, Eddie. I'm not going with Detroit on this one. I can't. After seeing that, I would have went. If I didn't hear that story, I would have went for Detroit. But I'm like, this guy ain't paying attention.
You don't have to. It's on autopilot, bro.
Okay, autopilot. Okay, next game on tap. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I said on autopilot. Detroit. That's why they winning.
Okay.
Let's go. They got Williamson back now. Williams back. They ready.
I don't trust it.
Okay.
Kansas City at Houston. Black is going with Kansas City. Who you got?
Well, Houston had their Super Bowl last week by almost beating Dallas. So KC, Mahomes is just revving up, bro. Revving up. Pacheco, also tight end Kelsey. They just getting ready for the playoffs. So Kansas City.
Yeah, he's leading the league in passing. Mahomes followed by Herbert, Burrow, Tom Brady number 4, and Allen number 5. So why not? It's their defense that's really their Achilles heel. So I got Kansas City. Pop is going with Kansas City. Next game on tap is Philadelphia at Chicago. Coming to Chicago. Black is going Philadelphia. Who you got?
Is Justin playing?
This is what Chicago does. They play like he's not playing, and one day they play like he is playing. They show him at practice. So you never know until after we air this show who's playing. So I'm pretty sure he may be playing, but they don't really kind of show their cards until Friday.
They don't have enough weapons to hang with Philadelphia. Philadelphia gonna come for Justin. If you do, but get your flag jacket on, bro, because I know they're gonna be chasing you. So
that defense is no joke.
Go with Philadelphia.
All right. Me and Pop are also going with Philadelphia. Next game on tap is Pittsburgh at Carolina. Black is going with Carolina. Who you got?
Yeah, you got me again last week, Pittsburgh. I like the way that Wilkes is coaching that team with Carolina. When you saw even, what was it, Darnold still quarterback over there now?
Making him look like a superstar.
Yeah, coming along. And a lot of times that's due to attitude. And I like the way that they're playing. They're playing hard and they're feisty. So I'm going with Carolina.
All right. I'm going with Carolina as well as Pop. So it's a clean sweep. Next game on tap is Arizona at Denver. Black is going with Denver at home. Who you got?
If it was in Arizona, I probably would go with it because Colt McCoy showed me a lot. But Russell Wilson and that defense, I'm going with Denver.
I don't trust Colt McCoy watching that game, throwing interceptions and really not really doing well. I got to go with Denver in this one at home. Arizona, their defense tries, but it's just not good enough. Their offense tries. You have the receiver out there making mistakes. I mean, bonehead mistakes and holding the ball one hand and fumbling it. Creating turnovers. You just can't do that in the NFL. So I got to go with Denver. Pop is going with Denver also. Next game on tap is New England at Las Vegas. Black is going with New England. Who you got? I'm already telling. I'm not picking the Raiders again this whole season. They're done for me. They're dead to me at this particular point.
I found out that the Patriots did not come out but back cross country. They stayed, so they're gonna make that small little run from Arizona over to where they're at to Las Vegas. So I'm gonna go with the man Belichick.
See, the Raiders are in the top 10 in offense, but they make so many bonehead plays. I just don't really trust them. So I got to go with New England at this particular point because you can say whatever you want to say about Belichick in New England, but they play sound football. They will come and play sound football. They will make less mistakes. They won't make bonehead penalties. And so I can count on the Raiders making bonehead penalties, making really mistakes and not being sound. This coach, there are very few, if any, coaches that come from that Belichick tree that can really coach, and you kind of really see who they are once they go somewhere else. So I got to go with New England, and Pop is going with New England at this particular point. So it's a New England sweep. Tennessee at the Los Angeles Chargers. Black is going with the Chargers. Who you got?
Tennessee's been up and down. Chargers showed me a lot at home. On the road, it just depends on what you just don't know who's going to show up. Mm-hmm. But Chargers showed a lot. Maybe they're trying to turn the corner now. Let's go with the Chargers.
All right. The Chargers are ranked number 12 in offense. And I got to go with the Chargers. Pop is going with Chargers. They showed me a lot last week. And, I usually look at the Chargers at this particular point and go, okay, here's where they let down. Here's where they disappoint you. Here's where they go into the sunset. But last week, they really showed Miami that they're nothing to be sneezed at, and they're a team that's really trying to make a run. So I got to go with them. So it's a clean sweep. Next game on tap is the New York Giants at Washington. Black is going with Washington. Who you got?
Yeah, Washington was able to defeat the Giants a couple weeks ago. I don't think anything's going to change. So I'm gonna take Washington.
Yeah, especially at home. The Giants just doesn't have what it takes to win football games. They started out hot, but they've cooled down considerably. So I'm going with Washington at home, and they're bringing back the big boy on defense this week from that bye week. And so they're bringing back their defensive stopper. So look for them to shut down the Giants running game, because the Giants wants to run. They're not going to be able to. Pop is going with Washington also. Next game on tap is the Los Angeles Rams against the Green Bay Packers. Black is going with the Green Bay Packers. Who you got?
Baker, 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 Baker. Can you do it again?
No.
Nope. You look good, bro. I applaud you for your efforts, but I can't see Aaron Rodgers laying down like that. So Green Bay.
Yeah, Rams, you had a good game. That was your Super Bowl. That was your magic moment. But I doubt that Green Bay will let you just come back 13 points down on them. So Baker, welcome to the Los Angeles Rams. But your highlight film was that game. That's it. And Pop is going with Green Bay also. Last game that I had to put on the list because I forgot to put it on the list before is Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Black is going with Cincinnati. Who you got?
Tom, let's go. Whatever, man. I told you. You done, cuz. You done. This year. Any other time I say don't throw the old man under the bus. Burrow coming, bro. He coming hard. You got to have a shootout, and I don't think Tampa Bay has it in them. So I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
All right. Every time I've gone against Tom, he burns me. Not this time. I'm going with you, Tom.
Oh Lord. Oh
ARP.
Lord.
ARP. I'm going with you, Tom. I'm going with you. They don't believe. I ain't your fan at all. But I've seen what you could do after a week getting shellacked like that. I'm going with Tom. And I'm probably going with Cincinnati. So I'm the only one holding off for you, Tom, because you burned me so many times when I'm thinking he's done. Here he come again. Those are our picks. Check us out on the Goon Squad Sports Radio Show page on Facebook. We will be back next week with, NFL Week 16. Wow. Later.